if you got it, go and get it, get to win and not conquer. I had to go out and get it without a sponsor. Kept it real, never crooked, yeah, that's honor. Now I can go out and get it how I want to. Hashtag bless, I choose.
What is up, YouTube, Rumble, Twitter? Welcome back to the Ryan Matta Show. I'm your host, Ryan Matta. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday, April 24th at 10:03 a.m. We got a special guest. We got Denis Elbs coming on over here from BitBar Swiss. Folks, if you guys are looking for the best and probably one of the coolest ways to actually secure your seed phrases, if you haven't seen these wallets yet, they're absolutely off the hook. It absolutely blew my mind. I was so impressed. Actually, one of my subscribers sent me a DM. I made a post on who I should interview, and they sent me over. They're like, dude, you got to check out these wallets. So I won't overtalk it. Denis, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I want to hear the story of how you came up and started to develop these wallets. I want to hear more about that, but I want to hear about who you are first. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the founder and CEO of BitBar, and located in Zurich, Switzerland. My background is mainly engineering, in manufacturing, and also like tool making. That's why this one comes into my category, where I thought that I have to do something about that, because like I know how to make these parts.
Were you working in like a manufacturing, like tool and die?
Yeah, so like I started very early. When I was like 16, I learned how to program like CNC machines. Really, I made tools from like stainless steel, like all sorts of metal, and then I worked my way up. Like I studied automation, engineering, electronics, and mechanics. All this combined, and worked in different industries. Like I worked for Airbus, so like as a manufacturing engineer at Airbus, and in medical industry, and all sorts of other industries. Like so one time I worked for ABB, where they're making chips, semiconductors. Like I everything like I touched.
You familiar with RS Logic 5000, Allen Bradley, or Siemens?
No.
What were you programming your code? Were you programming your CNC machines with?
Oh, that was mainly it was Siemens. Not sure what it's a long time ago, like 15 years ago. Mainly it was mainly Siemens, but I'm not sure about the number anymore. You just said.
Yeah, it's been a while. I used to work in the as an mechanical engineer in the automotive industry. So I used to program all of the robots and stuff that would build all the parts. And we had a CNC was part of Thai Summit where I worked there. So I'm familiar, and I was so impressed with how well that this thing was designed. I want to throw it up here on the screen. So can you talk a little bit about the mindset that went behind this design? Because I think it's so slick. And for people that aren't into crypto wallets, I used to be a big fan of the ones where you would stamp. I have the I don't have them out here, but like you get a metal plate and you actually have to stamp it in. And right before I seen this, I had got my first crypto seed phrase where they had already had the letters basically, and you slid them into the slots. It's so much better, man. It is, I mean, like night and day, 100 times better. And then you guys have created this really badass design, man. This thing's so cool. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, like when I looked into that market, there was basically almost nothing on the market. There were these thin wallets, but very like these very cheap products. The market, or the stuff you have to use a hammer, like the self DIY products, basically. And I didn't feel these products. So personally, I was looking actually for myself, a solution for myself, because Bitcoin, I invested a lot in Bitcoin, and then it grew and grew, and I thought I need to do something. I need to protect it more, right? And then but these products, like I thought, you invest like so much, and then you have like you buy a product like for $50, and then you have it in your hand, and you think, wow, but it doesn't feel like precious, or it doesn't feel like good. And I always want to have a product like that it feels, like you like to play with it, like Apple products. They are so well made. Like you have it in your hands, and you think, oh, I just want to play with it. I just want to, hold it, basically. And that's also my mission to continue and build more products, really, where really people say, wow, it feels really amazing. Like, I really want to tell my friends about that. That's my mission, to build really a product where people really say, I really want to tell my friends about it, because like it's such a cool product, and it also, it feels so nice. Like if you think about, oh yeah, I have invested Bitcoin and I want to hold that for decades maybe, and you put it in, how do you save it? Like, most secure way is to split your seed phrase and then put it in different places, and then also, if you want to inherit it, so you want to inherit it on a piece of paper. Like, it could be destroyed anyway on the way. But even though, if you say, yeah, okay, how do you give it to your children? Like, you want to do it with style. At least that's what I thought, and also, like, here, like, now there's like, here's one, you have like the BitBar, and here there's one Bitcoin on that here, like that's now $5 million, basically, like let's say in 20 years, like you give this to your children. But this is like, it also feels like precious, like it feels like value, not and it's also easy to use. It's easy to use. You don't need any tools, like I get it that some people find that cool, that you to use a hammer, and like also that's how IKEA model works, right? To do it yourself, but the majority is not gonna do that.
Yep.
They want to have like like an easy use product. And also, like, I don't know if you live in an apartment, and you have to hammer all your seats, and there are people, like, they're having, like, I don't know how many, but I have like I have people they order like 10 BitBars, like, like, I don't know how many wallets they have, and they sometimes they say they have other wallets already, so like there's just an add-on on their collection.
Wow,
so,
man.
Yeah. So I think it's also quite noisy when you live in an apartment, and
Oh yeah, it is 100%. I feel like a caveman, man. I was over there like, boom, and then you have to like dig through the box and find the next one, and then get it all lined up, and then you get one shot, right? Like if you mistap that, your R turns into an L or turns into a T. If you got to double stamp it, you don't know what it is, and you get 23 words in, and you're like, fuck, I just messed that one up. I got to go back and start all over. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And here you can redo it. You can just you slide it in, and then you check again if that's correct. You can take it out again if you make a mistake, and then you can, at the end, you can, when you checked, I would suggest to check it at least twice or multiple times to make that right. and then lock it and seal it.
Yeah, I think you're spot on that, my friend. It
And
was
also
really
can reuse it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think that's a pro that you can reuse it. Like, I mean, for some people who like use it for software wallets, they maybe they want to change some, like they want to change their software wallets, but then they can just take out their wallet and then change the seed.
Yeah, the amount of times I thought my wallet was compromised and I had to go create a new wallet and get my funds off the old wallet. You could easily just replace them and just swap them out without having to buy an entire new seed phrase. I never thought about that. I also want to point out people like myself that didn't understand that you only allow for 4 characters. And people are like, how the hell am I going to use this thing? I can only put 4 characters. Like I can't, some of the words that are in my seed phrase are like 6 or 7 characters long. People don't realize that when you start to type in your seed phrase, it automatically propagates options of words. So after 4 characters, it's going to only leave you with 1 option, right? Am I saying that right?
That's actually, exactly. That's actually the most asked questions. I would say it's also in our top FAQ there, because like this is asked many times. Like
I see
people, like they say why I bought your BitBar, but now I can't put all my seeds in. Like it's quite easy. Like you have two. You have that the 2048 words from the BIP 39 list.
Yep.
It's so like I'm talking to people who start the first time, right? Like to explain them that you have a list there, and that these are English words limited to 2048 words, and therefore, if you have the first 4 letters, it becomes they are unique then. So there is only one word with the first 4 letters. So you can either, most wallets, as you said, you just put in the first four letters, and then it already shows you the right word. You just have to click it, or you just have to
choose the right one.
To choose the right one, or you just download the list and search for it by putting in the first 4 letters.
You guys should put a video on that on your website and show people, because even if I read this, I don't think it would click to me if I was somebody new to crypto. You guys ever thought about maybe putting some videos over here?
Yeah, that's actually. That's one that's on my to-do list still. Yeah, we still wanna create a video how to set it up. Yeah, definitely.
You guys have a really cool product here, man. I wish I had literally just bought not one like yours, but before I found you guys, I had just got one, so I don't need another one right now. But the next time I get another wallet, that's exactly, I'm getting one of these BitBars. Like I'm jealous. I want one, and they're so cool. I almost want 2, because you're right. It looks so cool. But it's going to get hidden in a safe somewhere that nobody's ever going to see it. But my kids will get it, like you said, when they inherit it. But like, it's so cool. I want one like to like sit on a shelf next to me, or like they're freaking cool, man. It's by far the coolest seed phrase wallet I've ever seen. And I think it was, man, who sent me that? Was it Daz or Dax? I forget who sent me that. I made a post on it last week. I think it's Daz, D-A-Z, over on X is the one who sent me your guys' account.
I'm not sure. I would have to look it up. It's not.
But yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. So like most people, or a lot of people, buy 3 BitBars to split it up. So actually, that's also our suggestion to really. That's really the safest way to do it. Like to split it, and then to distributed it on different locations. I would suggest one you have at home, one you have with your parents or your family you trust, And then another one. I don't know if you trust a bank, a bank safe. No, I don't know where you would locate it, but at another safe place. And then even though if one gets lost, you just need two of them to restore it. And if with one you can't restore it if you just have one.
Yep.
So that's absolutely the safest way.
So we were talking a little bit about well, actually I want to hear a little bit more about what is it like over in Switzerland as far as crypto adoption? How do you feel like is your government being pro crypto or anti crypto, or how's that looking over there for you guys?
Oh, they're definitely pro. Yeah, that's for sure. It's the bank. I think Switzerland is well known for banks, right? And they also work here. People still trust banks here. Like I think you can trust the bank here. I would not trust all my money with it, but I definitely I would trust it. Like here is a lot of trust.
Yeah.
I mean, where do all billionaires have their money? Switzerland is one of the locations. That's why it's also so well protected. Switzerland will not go into war because it's protected from billionaires all around the world. That's for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
it's true.
I mean, that's definitely. I mean, there some money went then also to Singapore because they got more. They got more trust. Yeah, basically, it's all about trust, right? Switzerland is rich because of the trust. Yeah, and people can rely because reliance and trust. That these are the key things, and that's what Bitcoin brings, right? That's the thing of Bitcoin, like trust. You don't have to trust anyone with your money for any transactions, basically. Yeah, so you don't have to trust. Or it brings you the trust. That's the key.
Dive deeper into that for me. Why do you think that is? Why do you think trust is so important, and why do you think they chose Switzerland for that trust? What led to that?
Yeah, that definitely. I think the biggest role is the government structure. I think, like that because like it works so well. Democracy, people are first, and then the government. It's always people first. People tell the government what to do, basically. Like they're the employee of the people of this country, and that's how it should be all around the world. But unfortunately, it's not. It's not it's not how it works. The only thing I would say, what is a con of the system is it is slow. Like if you have a government that is works for the people, like if you have, like in Singapore, if you have a government that works and that does everything for the people, and there's no corruption, then definitely that system would be better because it's much faster. But because it will never last. It's never. There's a period like in Singapore where there's a good government and they make very good decisions for a period. But then just for a period. It's if you read all books, history, if you check, it's always the same. There's a government that makes good decisions. They have a vision, but it will not last forever. That system, because they're the next person or the person after that. They always get greedy, and they ruin the whole thing. So you can't. It will never work if you let people run the government or any banks or any. At some point, someone gets greedy. That's why you need Bitcoin. You don't have to trust anyone.
How does Bitcoin fix that? How does Bitcoin fix that? Explain that to people.
Yeah, you don't need to rely on anyone. You can just send your money from A to B, like especially in most countries in the world. Like, I mean, I got into Bitcoin when I was living in South Africa, because I had such issues with getting the money from Europe to South Africa. I moved to South Africa to study there, and but I had only like I studied there with a tourist visa, so I couldn't even open a bank account. And at this time there was you didn't have these smart banks. Nowadays you have the smartphone banks. I'm not sure in the United States, as you have like cash. There are so many other apps. Like we in Europe, we have like Revolut. I mean, you can use them. I would not trust them, but for like certain transactions, I use them. But I had many experience. I had, for example, like Wise. It's called Wise. Like just closed my account, and they didn't say anything. Like, yeah, I called them. Why did you close my account? I didn't even make big transactions. It's like small transactions for usually to send money overseas. And to send money overseas is such a big pain in the ass. Like if you are in the system in Europe or in the system in the US, it's fine, I think. Besides the trust and so on, but like the system kind of works, right? You can send money and it works, but overseas, especially in African countries, and I think also in South America, it's just a nightmare. I lived there like for a year, and I'm there every year, and I go every year to South Africa to go kite surfing, and I know how people struggle there. Like like South Africa is the more richer, is one of the richest country in Africa, I would say. And there are a lot of people coming from other countries to work there, like a taxi driver or some other work, right? And then they just want to send $100 to their family every month, maybe. Like hard-earned money. Like, and they go. You know how they have to send it? They go either to Western Union, and then they take 10%. So like they pay $100, like, and maybe when they're lucky they get 90 at the end. Like, I mean, for $10 is imagine like $100 they buy food for the whole month for their family down there. Like, and then imagine like they take $10 from them, and also and then they try other ways. They give cash to some bus drivers, and hope, and they have to trust them. They hope that they give them they then give it to their family, their cash money. That's the way that things work there. And I mean, that's the way probably for 2 billion people at least, how it works. No bank account. The thing is, most people have phones there. I don't know anyone without a phone there, and internet access is there. It's just the system. What's so bad? Yeah.
Now, are these seed phrases for Bitcoin wallets? Are they all in English, or are these translated? Like, if you're speaking Chinese, do you get your seed phrase in English, or do you get it in Chinese?
In English. I'm not aware of that there's any. I mean, there are.
Wow, that's cool.
There are other lists in French, and like, I mean, that's the BIP39 is the standard. Where it comes from the Bitcoin development, right? And that's where most developer. I mean, the developer can decide on what list they want to use. Of course, they can decide if they want to use 12 words. They can decide if they want to use 18 words. They can decide if they want to use 24 words. It's up to them. Then it's up to the developer how they want to go for it. But that's the BIP39 is the main standard to do the backup.
Can you explain what that is for our listeners, and why are there different standards, and how can somebody choose a different one? What are they choosing from?
That's up to the developer how they go. They want to protect, or they want to do the backup. Like there are really different methods. Some I know some wallets they just provide like a backup where you then save a file basically somewhere, but it's also not like it's not safe. Like you have to save it then on a stick or on a SD card or on your cloud. But that's not the way to go, right? So the main issue, what you would have to solve, you would have to solve the identity, to identify yourself. I mean, that's basically, the seed phrase is basically you need to identify that you are the owner of these coins on the blockchain. Basically, you tell, hey, I'm here, I know these 24 words, or your private key basically, and that's how you prove that you're the owner of these coins, right? And if you could solve somehow to basically connect your body or your identity somehow in the digital world, then you won't need these seed phrases. But I saw them many times. How can you solve that? I mean, I'm sure there are many other people. I mean, that's a billion-dollar business. Multi-billion-dollar business. If you could solve how to identify, like a safe identification online, there were ideas like with the iris, but it's not safe. I mean, what is if you lose your eyes, and then you can't? Yeah, that always like what is if you fingerprints are not safe. Anyone knows that, but let's say you would use fingerprints. But what if you lose your fingers? You need to have something like no one can take away from you, and only you could identify yourself with it. I'm not. I think it could be only something, like in combination with multiple things, maybe, and then if maybe you have like iris and I don't know, like face, fingerprints, all in combination somehow, and maybe then one is not working. Like if you lose the finger, then you just have to have two. I don't know. Like I think it's very complicated, and I'm sure there are many smart people working on that. They obviously haven't found a solution for that, but it definitely would be a multi-billion-dollar business, and they would solve all this issue with that backup, right? But for me, it's the safest way to do it. To have it offline, basically, and like just have to you remember these words. You can remember them. You can cross borders, and no one can take away that from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what could be safer, except the if you invent something where you can identify yourself. I mean, that would be the better way to do it, or for the mass, for mass adoption, that would be the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the seed phrases are not the key solution for the mass adoption, because people don't want to, like, I mean, the Bitcoiners cry. They are like you and me. Like, there are many people in that space. They know how it works. Like but this is like, how many people are there? Like, like, I don't know, like 10 million really in total, like who are really, like, no, understand that, but if you speak to most people, then, and you tell them, yeah, you have to buy a wallet, and then you need to save that on the seed phrase, you need to split that, and you need to explain all of that.
It's a lot.
To the mass, like, it's not gonna it's not gonna work. Like, like, if you want to reach 1 billion people, you need to have another solution. If you say you want to have, with non-custodial wallets, you want to reach mass adoption to like 1 billion people, then you need to find a solution with that identification thing.
I think I think you're right on a lot of that. I look back in like this, let's say you go back to like the 70s and 80s, right? And then all of a sudden in the early 90s, somebody comes up to you and says, hey, we're going to give you this piece of plastic and you can use it to spend money, this credit card. But you're going to need to give us your social security, your address, your name, your date of birth, all of your personal and private information. And then you're also going to pay us 20% interest every month on the money that you spend on it. But you can spend money early. Everybody would have been like, why would I want to carry around this plastic card and give you all of my money and then give you all my private information? And then all of a sudden it just became the normal. Like now people, you give out your personal information for everything you do. So do you think there's going to be a point where it just becomes normal? Like people just look at saving this seed phrase. It's like, okay, like I do it with everything. Like we see Nostr now. So like now your social media account even has a seed phrase, and it seems like we're really going in that direction. Do you think there's a point where people just say, this is how we have to do it because the other option is going back to the old system, which is a pyramid scheme?
Yeah, for if you want to be like, if you want to be on a blockchain, if you want to do it non-custodial in a non-custodial way, I think that at the moment the only way is the safest way is to work with a seed phrase, right? Because it's like, it's your last chance. That's why I create this product, because it's like, that's really the last chance. If you lose your phone, if you lose whatever wallet you use, it's gone forever if you don't have these seed phrases, if you don't have your backup. And that's why it's so important. But I also think that there must be, you have to invent another solution for the mass product, for the mass. And also it would solve so many other issues with identify yourself. Like if you lose what do you do if you lose your passport? Like in most countries, it's, like to get a new passport, it's so difficult. But I know because like my wife is from South Africa, and I know how the government works there, and that's probably not even the worst government. Like I heard from other countries in Africa, like how long it can take to get, if you are even able to get a passport. Like it takes sometimes 3 months, and then you're not able to identify yourself. You can't move to other countries. And if you can solve that identification issue with together with the blockchain, I think that's and with Bitcoin, the money problem, and I think that's would be a big step for a healthier healthier environment. I think it would help a lot of people on that planet, like billions, millions and billions of people.
I think you're right. Tell me a little bit about this product. This is you got a BitBox Bitcoin only edition. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, that's our partner company. Like we so that's not our product basically. That
Okay.
we just buy it from that company and sell it on our website. So it's made in Switzerland. BitBox is also located in Switzerland. It's just like 20 minutes by car from our place. And yeah, it's basically that's a Bitcoin only wallet. That's only made for Bitcoin. So that means it's less code like Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin is also so safe, because it's just code you need, and it can only do that. It's only like, yeah, let's say digital gold, like payment on only that, and not like Ethereum, where you then can run smart contracts, where you then have, like they have another wallet where you then can also store Ethereum or other coins, right? But then they're saying that is maybe not, or that they're saying that's Bitcoin only, and that's the safer way for Bitcoin, because less code means also less bugs. That makes sense, right? Also, they have another version for other coins, but we at the moment we just sell the one for Bitcoin only.
Man, I'm so impressed with these products and these like little trailers that you have over here. Very well put together website, my friend. Very, very amazing products. What is on your to-do list? What do you think's coming up for the company next?
Yeah, so we want to build more products around security. So we want to stay in the security space, and we are working on products. They make lives makes the lives more secure for people. Yeah.
And
Basically.
what is that?
So,
Can you give us an example?
yeah, so I have like visions, like as I would also like to work on that issue I just mentioned, but at the moment it's just not possible of like of finance, right? You need, like, I would say, to start what I just mentioned, like a few millions to just get started, like and they have the idea and then the vision. So like I start small, and I work on right now we're working on a smart lock. Basically, it's a smart lock for multiple things to basically lock. You can unlock it with your phone, with your Apple Watch. We also then want to invent like keys for it, that you can choose if you want to use your phone or the whatever, basically anything you that's digital, or that's any device you can connect with NFC or Bluetooth, and can identify yourself that the lock is yours, or you have the basically also like a key, basically identify yourself that you are the owner of the lock. And then also will be the key feature will be battery free. That's actually our main focus, to make it battery free. Then you don't have this issue that you run out of the battery gets low, and then you can't open it anymore, or like battery also breaks. The battery at certain environments it will be destroyed, and so on. yeah, that's what we are working on.
Sounds interesting. And how do your what do your parents think about Bitcoin?
My father he's investing. He's definitely investing. He understood it now. I took a while, but he knows now how important that is.
And what about the rest of your family? Are they starting to come around, or?
They're asking for it, but not so much. No, it's like in the beginning, I tried to convince them. Like now it's not. I think it's not worth it to just force people to just let them and wait for it. If you think of my parents, right, or like let's say if you go back 15 years, it was with the inflation, it was not so bad. It was not so significant. I didn't feel that. Or I think if you look in the housing markets, like the prices, it was just like the from 2008 basically. It took like 2 years until it recovered, and then let's say 2010. And I would say since 2010 that madness started, like this, this money printing and inflation. I mean, yeah, since then. Before there was inflation for sure, but it was not that painful, I would say. At least from my experience, I'm
100%.
not so old, yeah. But I think it was not so bad than right now. Right now there's no other way. Like, especially our generation. Like, if you look at the housing market, like, if you have just a normal job, like if you just want to do it with a normal income, how do you want to get? If your goal is you want to get a house, right? How do you want to ever get that nowadays in most locations?
You can't.
Yeah,
You're priced out of buying a home now. If you're just entering the workforce right now and you're going to get like an entry level job, you're priced out forever. You will never be able to afford a $400,000 house, or if you do, it's all you can afford. You can't afford to eat, can't afford groceries, can't afford your car to break down, can't afford to fix the furnace. Like, you're tapped out just paying your rent, your mortgage.
Yeah, so they at the moment there's no other way. So either you build a business, right? I would say I would do both. You invest in Bitcoin and build a business. It's the only way I see you can do it. You can make it.
And how is your business doing as far as like volume, expansion? What are you seeing? And how long ago did you start the business?
The development I started like almost 3 years ago. It took me quite long, like first to get the idea together, and then the most painful part was actually production. How to produce that product that it also comes down at a certain price that I can also make a profit out of it. Like that makes sense, like I also need to put in money into marketing and many other costs. That part took quite a while, and then I come from a engineering background, and I had nothing to do with marketing. Nothing. Like I didn't know how to get started, like how to sell that thing. Mm-hmm. So that's actually my first podcast here ever. Like I never went public. So like, or I rather work in the background. Oh, that's what I did before, but I want to change that. Because I know if I want to go forward with the company, and that's my goal. Like I want to build a successful company, and I have a vision for the company, and I want to build like a company with a factory where I can also scale, a factory I can scale around the globe. That's my vision for product people love. And to do that, I have to do these things. Like I have to be on these podcasts. Think that it's not the thing I would say I probably would rather work on the product right now, right?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm looking forward to like it's not my, how to say, like it's not.
Yeah, you don't want to be famous. You're not trying to become famous.
Not for my, yeah, I don't want to be
products.
famous. It's not. It's you. I think it's your passion is about doing like shows, podcasts. I can feel that, right? I can see that it's and probably you can see that I'm not so comfortable with that. First of all, it's not my it's my first time, so I'm not doing this every day. Probably I get also way more comfortable in the future, right? And also it's not my mother language, so I have to speak in. So I always have to think, how should I say that, and so on. Like I always have to think twice to
Yeah, no, you're doing a great job, man. I don't think anybody would have known that it was your first. I didn't know when I was first talking to you that it wasn't your first podcast, and then I don't think anybody that else was watching would have known that this was your first podcast. So you're doing a great job, man. Really are.
Thanks so much. Yeah, so I'm trying. Like I did some videos, but also it was really hard to like even to hear my own voice and you know, like these things. Like I've never done that before, but I know it's the only way to go forward. If like I see that like Americans, I think they mastered the marketing. Like Americans, they have mastered the marketing. Like they know how to do marketing. Like in any way, if you see that, right? And I think that's the only, you can have the best. That's what I'm in the beginning. I thought, yeah, I build the best product, and then yeah, it's the best product. So like everyone needs to buy that, right? So of course, like no, it's not how it works. You can have the best product and no one buys it. So that I have to change that. That's for sure.
You know, you're right, man. I started a few companies, and I was designing clothes and selling products on Amazon websites and drop shipping. And then I got onto Amazon, and it was like, that's when everything changed. It was when I went from doing, a few $1,000s a month in sales to doing $125,000 a month in sales in 3 different countries. We talk about scaling a business. If you're not on Amazon, and I was wondering if you had plans to get on Amazon, but it's like 9 to 1, basically, is what you'll increase your volume, probably by 900% getting onto Amazon. And then your ability to scale and go international is so simple, because all you have to do is prove that you can sell a certain amount of products in any country. And if you can sell them in one country, then normally Amazon will let you go into the next and the next. And you start with a few products, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you bring your whole inventory into another country. They take care of all the sales, all the customer service, all the returns, all the shipping, all the receiving, all the storage of all your products. They do all the inspections on returns. You just give them 25% and they do all of that shit for you. So I don't know how much time you spend on boxing products, packaging products, shipping products, storing them in warehouses, dealing with customer service and returns is a nightmare. The packaging, not the packaging to put the product, but the actual packaging to ship it out. You have to have all this packaging in your house, all the tape, all the shipping labels, all the ink, all the printers. And then your shit just manufactures right from your supplier, right? And they ship it right into Amazon for you, so you don't touch it. And that's how I was doing it anyways. But I was just curious, do you have any plans in moving into Amazon?
I have it on Amazon, EU. They're unfortunately, EU.
Hell yeah,
so like,
good for you, bro.
I know what you're talking about. Like I started with eBay quite early.
Yeah,
but too. So that I didn't have to do marketing right at this time, because like it was just growing. There was no Amazon. then at least in the EU. And then I started with Amazon FBA, but in the EU it's so difficult because of you have different languages. So like that's the thing, like you have to translate it, and then you have all these different laws. Like it's BitBar, for example, for some reason I can only list or they only listed on like I think 3 or 4 countries because of I don't know, because of whatever laws they have. I wrote them a few times. I said, what's the issue? Why you can't list BitBar on other countries, right? And then if you want to list it on the US, it's more complicated, right? I didn't have the time right now to also manage that, because I can't just turn it on and then just be live in the US. I have to ship it there and then have to check how this is with how we deal with taxes and so on. But I have to get to another level of the business to really then be able to scale it differently.
Yeah, you're going to want to incorporate in Wyoming when you come in to move your products into Amazon. You're going to want to incorporate your LLC in Wyoming, which will get you all of the major tax breaks in the United States. You'll pay, I don't know, probably 25 to 50% less in taxes if you incorporate in Wyoming, and then you'll have your product shipped into anybody that'll just ship them right into Amazon for you. You can use UPS or any relay to what do they call that? Your customs broker to ship your packages into Amazon warehouses. It's a little bit, you pay a little bit extra to ship in there, but once you get them in there, your product's going to absolutely dominate in Amazon in America. I know you'll absolutely crush it. Probably 10x your growth. Are you what kind of click are you taking advantage of all like the pay-per-clicks on Amazon? Have you gone through any of that? Like where you basically purposely misspell words and you buy like super cheap keywords, like crypto. People might miscrypt crypto all the time, and nobody's bidding on those misspelled keywords, right? So if you're not paying attention and you accidentally type in crypto wallet, right? But if you just spell it wrong, and there's softwares out there that'll give you like every spelling wrong. So like I increased my sales by like 90% on Amazon in like 2 months just by bidding, and I was getting these keywords for like a penny, 2 pennies. Crypto wallet or Bitcoin wallet might be 50 cents per click or whatever the going rate is there. But if you spell it wrong, you'll be able to get your product on there for like pennies on the dollar. So like I never really try to compete for any of the big keywords because they're so hard to compete for those. But if you're not on page 1 of Amazon, you're losing like 90% of your sales. So if I search crypto wallet or seed phrase wallet or Bitcoin wallet, and you're not basically on that top page of Amazon, you're pretty much losing 90% of your sales. So whatever you have to pay to get there, I think it's worth it. What marketing have you seen that's been working for this product? You had talked a little bit about it. What has been your best ROI as from a business aspect? Is it giving out products? Yeah.
So for BitBar, the best marketing worked last year on X when Elon Musk like opened everything. I could run ads almost globally, right? All of a sudden. That was really amazing because I had so much trouble. Like if you use Facebook ads, you can't use the term crypto. They shut it down immediately. They closed 2 accounts, two ad accounts, and then you call them and you explain, and then they can't help you, and then it's closed forever just because you use crypto, right? I mean, I understand that they don't want that you advertise NFTs or cryptocurrencies or exchanges, or you need to have certain license for it. Okay, but I'm not doing that. So it's just a physical product. It's a very it's not even a digital product. Or it's not even, it's not even connected to digitally, and so but still, you can't use crypto or Bitcoin, and they shut it down. And also now on X, Elon says now free speech and so on. But if you run ads, it's now it has shifted again. Like it was when he came in, like everything was running. Like I was 2-3 months I could run ads, and then I could collect all the emails from people. Now I'm still like working on, you know, I was still making sales on that because I can do email marketing, and that works. But now it's like I want to run ads in Australia. In US it works. US always works. But like Canada, Australia, UK, I could never run. But even though I could never run in UK, I could never run. I wanted to run in Japan. All just because of crypto, because they don't allow the crypto. They don't allow, or they say it's finance. So we have to have a special license to run ads. So that makes it difficult.
What a scam, or what a fucking joke, man. That's what they call the free market. Does that sound like a free market to you?
No, it's really to advertise a product with crypto. It's really difficult. They make it really difficult. I was really lucky last year because I could run these ads so freely, but it's not the case anymore. And now I'm trying to do it with Facebook and work around. I don't use crypto. I use digital asset or digital gold or these terms, you know. But I think the issue is that then people click on it because they think it looks cool, but they don't understand, and then these are the wrong people. At the end, they say, "Oh, crypto, no, that's not what I wanted," right? So targeting the right people, I think it's also important that you're able to mention what it is.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I guess I never really thought about that. Target demographic. You couldn't use the pixel, could you? Have you ever run the lookalike ads on Facebook with Facebook Pixel embedded in your website?
Yeah, I did that last year, right? They actually, that's the thing, that you can choose Coinbase, you can choose crypto on the lookalike, right? A pixel, but then you can't run an ad with terms crypto. But they have these keywords.
So,
but now it has changed, right? It has, like, they changed everything. Like it's more like it works with AI now. You don't have to use these terms, use these keywords anymore. It's very smart. It became very smart.
Wow, I remember when Facebook Pixel first came out, you'd install it on your website and you would run just like basically like random ads on Facebook, and they would just basically put them out to whoever until you could get 100 sales, right? And then after you had 100 sales, Facebook would take that pool of people because you drove them all to your website through Facebook, so you could see every page they clicked on, all like how they interacted with your website, and they ended up buying your product, right? And then Facebook would take those 100 people and put them into a pool and say, what do all 100 of these people have in common? And they would go, oh, you know, they 90% follow Michael Saylor, 90% listen to, you know, Tom McDonald, you know, they all have a Chase bank account, right? So then when you go to run your ad next time, they say, okay, wow, if all these people have all of these things in common, then what if we just ran your ad in front of the rest of Facebook who all followed, right? Who met all 9 of those criterias? And they call them the lookalike ad. So you'd pay more money, but I forget what the percentage was. It was like, if I basically run like a random ad, like I'm getting like a 3 to 5% sales rate. Like I'm just letting Facebook randomly run it out there. If you hire somebody like a marketing company to run an ad, or I forget if it was, maybe if you hired Google or you did like a different style ad on Google, it was like a 7%. And then if you had somebody that was really good at target demographicing, they could maybe get you like a 10 to 15%. But these lookalike ads were converting at about like a 25 to 50% conversion rate. Like that's how good they were, but you paid a lot more money for them. So I don't know if that's still out there or not, but that used to be my favorite, or my most successful ads came from like really diving into like the target demographics.
Yeah, it has completely changed. You don't have to
No
put
shit.
You just have to basically you use I changed the age because I know like people with 18, then like they don't have so much in Bitcoin most of the time, and also they're playing on the more risky side, right? They don't care so much about safety, right? So like I start from 25 advertising, but the rest is, and maybe the language English when I write everything in English, but the rest you can just leave it open. Now everything is done automatically by AI.
No shit. That's crazy, man. This has been a great interview. I really appreciate you coming on, Denis. Why don't you tell everybody where they can follow you at? I got your Twitter up here. I got links down below in the description, but give yourself and your company a big shout out, and we'll wrap it up. We're going on that hour mark, and I'll be respectful of your time.
Yeah, so the best to follow us is on BitBar Swiss on X, I would say. Then we have also on Telegram, we have a group also, BitBar, called BitBar Swiss. And then, of course, you find us on our website, bitbarswiss.com. Yeah, I think these are, for the crypto community, most important channels is X. We also have like Facebook and Instagram, but it's just mainly, we need to show the product.
Awesome, Denis, man. Well, it's an honor having you on, man. Anytime you guys are launching a new product, or you just feel like coming back on and talking about what's going on with Bitcoin, you're always welcome on the show, man. It'd be honored to have you back anytime.
Thanks so much. Really,
God bless you,
an honor. I hope we can talk more in the future.
Sounds good, brother. God bless you.
Have a nice day.
Later.
Thank you for
All right, folks. That's a wrap over here on the Ryan Matta Show. Thank you for sticking with us. If you guys would like to support our sponsors over here on the Ryan Matta Show, you guys can go over to mypillow.com and use promo code MATTA. It'll get you 50 to 65% off everything store-wide. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. We'll be live over on LFA TV today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Matta Fact, exclusively over on Rumble. Come over there and give us a follow. We look forward to catching you guys same place, same time tomorrow. God bless.
Run.